I'm pregnant. This pregnancy test shows it's positive. This is all your fault. If only you had listened to me and put on the condom as usual, it would not have happened. Now I'm the one with this burden. What are we going to do? Macam mana ni?
It was only that one time that we didn't use the condom. I didn't know that you can get pregnant so easily. Are you sure that it's mine?
Astaghfirullah. How can you say that? Who do you think I am? I don't sleep around, you know. I love you. Is that what you think of me? Don't you love me? Don't you want us to be together and get married?
Yes, of course I love you. And I want us to be together, but it's going to take time if you want to get married. Kena kumpul duit dulu kalau nak kahwin. It's not that simple, you know. Nak kahwin ni bukan perkara main-main. Kita kena jaga hati orang tua. In the meantime, buang aja lah.
That's it? That's your solution? Just get rid of it? What do I do? I'm so confused. It will be easier if I know for sure that Aslan loves me and that he wants this baby too. But it's very clear that he doesn't. He has not been in contact with me for 2 weeks now. He wasn't home last weekend. I waited outside his house till quite late. Ya Allah, what do I do? I don't want to hurt my parents as they've been very good to me. They don't deserve this burden. And I cannot raise the child on my own as I still want to continue studying. I want to graduate with a good diploma, have a good job and build a good life. Finally, I decided to go ahead and have the abortion. It wasn't an easy decision. It took me a month to make up my mind. During that time, I suffered bouts of nausea and vomiting. It was a tough period, especially as I had to hide it from my family and colleagues. I didn't want to have the abortion in Kuala Terengganu as I didn't want my family to know about it. So, I went to Kuala Lumpur. It took me a whole day to find a suitable clinic and a doctor. The first clinic I went to, the nurses and gynecologists were very friendly and didn't ask me any questions. But when the gynecologist did a scan and showed me the fetus on the screen and said, "See, your baby is quite formed at 9 weeks. Are you sure you want to do an abortion?" I just felt terrible because I had started thinking of the fetus as a baby, my baby. But I held my decision and said, yes, I still want an abortion. I didn't ask the doctor about cost as Kak Ya, my friend, had said it would be about 600 ringgit. I had 800, some of it from my savings and some of it from Azlan. When I finally talked to him about my decision, he gave some money, but he didn't want to accompany me to Kuala Lumpur. The nurse at the first clinic said that I could have the procedure the very next day and it would cost 2,000 ringgit. I was in shock when I heard it and asked if the cost could be reduced. I couldn't afford it, but the nurse said that only the doctor could decide on this. After what he said to me about the fetus, I didn't feel like seeing him again. Dismayed, Kak Ya and I went to another clinic that was only a couple of kilometers away. The nurses were friendly and I quickly felt comfortable. The abortion could be done the next day and it would cost 800 ringgit. But I didn't feel confident about the clinic. It was in an old building with moldy walls and was so different to the first clinic, which was brightly painted and very professional looking. I decided to go to one last clinic. The woman doctor I spoke to at the third clinic was very warm and caring, the best so far. The cost would be 900 ringgit. This was because I was 9 weeks pregnant and the costs varied according to the stage of the pregnancy. Kak Ya said she would contribute the extra money. So I chose to have my abortion done at the last clinic. The actual abortion experience was not too bad. The manual vacuum aspiration wasn't painful at all and I was under a light anesthesia. But I spent at least 8 hours at the clinic. The first 2 hours was for the medication to dilate the cervix and then an hour later the gynecologist arrived to do the procedure. I was in the recovery room for a few hours. I was very thirsty and hungry due to fasting before the procedure. The small room was a bit bleak with posters of mothers and babies which disturbed me. If not for Kaya, it would have been miserable. I saw the doctor before going home. I wanted a contraceptive safer than a condom. Without hesitation, the doctor advised me on an oral contraceptive which cost 50 ringgit at the pharmacy. I also asked about emergency contraception in case it happened again. The doctor gave this reluctantly. I asked for the fetus as I wanted to bury it. I was given what looked like blood and remnants in a small bottle. A month after the abortion, I had a follow checkup in Terengganu. The GP did a scan and told me the abortion was only partially successful. He could do a repeat procedure for 1,000 ringgit. I was very distressed just knowing that I had to go through the whole procedure again. I called and spoke to the gynecologist in Kuala Lumpur, who was very understanding. I went to Kuala Lumpur and saw the doctor. She did a scan and said everything was fine and there were no remnants. I realized then that money motives could have been one of the reasons for the false diagnosis and was angry as I felt I could have been exploited. I had a small burial service for the fetus. After all, it was going to be my baby, and I wanted to care for it and bury it with prayer. It wasn't the right time for a baby to come into my life, and I hoped there would be other babies waiting for me. This ritual would help those future babies to find me.